In this video I paint Scanlan from the Vox Machina set. Hello Bits Brood, it's Craig from bitsbox.co.uk here with another Critical Role painting tutorial. This time I'm going to be painting Scanlan from the Vox Machina set, and as always going for a little tabletop standard on this miniature. So, before we begin, if you're new to this channel or you're just here for the Critical Role miniatures, then do feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. And you can keep up to date with everything that we put out. And you can ring the notification bell as well if you never want to miss a thing. And also, before we begin, just a huge shout out and a massive thank you to all of our patrons. If you want to know what our Patreon is all about, there is a link in the description box down below. So yeah, let's get on with painting Scanlan. Okay, so here we have the Scanlan miniature, and he has, as always, been primed in Games Workshop's Grey Sear primer, but you can use any primer that you so wish. So I'm going to start with some Ulthuan Grey. So this is for all the white areas, such as his sleeve and his shirt underneath his jacket. Now, I did say you can use any primer you so wish, and that is true. However, if you use a black primer, you may find you'll need 2 or 3 thin coats of this colour. However, if you're just going over a light grey or a white, you should get away with just the one. You can see my brush looks a bit tatty there, but don't worry, I'll sort that out for the remainder of the video. So next I'm going to take some Night Lord's Blue. So I've seen lots of different artwork for Scanlan, lots of different sort of colours for his clothes. I quite like sort of a dark blue, with like some hints of like purple and white, which is what we're sort of going for here. This is the darkest blue in the Citadel range, and it's quite nice as well. You can see it's quite dark once it's dry, but we can make it even darker by going over it with some Nuln Oil. And I'm also going to go over the white areas as well, and that will really bring out the detail in them. As you can see when it goes on his chest, that really brings out the detail on his shirt and that, and on his sleeves as well, which is what we want. So just doing a bit more on the back, and as you can see I'm applying it quite heavily as well, but just try not to let it pool up too much in some areas. Next I'm going to take some Phoenician Purple. So this is going to be like for the inside of his sort of jacket. So just very carefully just go around these little areas there. I'm also going to paint his beret in this colour as well. I've seen a lot of people paint Scanlan in like purple rather than dark blue as well, and this colour would work very well for that. So next I'm going to take some white scar to highlight the white areas. So I'm mainly going over most of them, just leaving the Nuln Oil in all the darkest recesses. I'm going to go on his shirt as well, so just be very careful when you paint that area. So next up I'm going to take some Cantor Blue. This is just to highlight the areas around the bottom of his shirt. I'm not really doing much on the trousers with this colour, just sort of an edge highlight mainly on the shirt. Next up we'll take some Xeris Purple, and this is to highlight the purple areas. So again, similar to what we've done with the white, going over most of it and just leaving the colour in the darkest recesses. Next up, I'm going to take some Kislev Flesh, and this is for his flesh areas, of course. I apologise if the mic's picking up my computer fans, I don't know why they're suddenly going off on one. Again, thin this colour out, get a nice smooth finish on the skin. If you're going over a light undercoat, you should get away with 1 coat. If not, do 2, and then take some Rockland Flesh Shade. Apply it fairly heavily, not as heavily as we were with the non-oil, but that'll bring out all the detail on these skin areas. And you see he's got a bit of a funny looking face, quite a big broad grin. Next up, take some Flayed One Flesh, and I'll thin that out, and this is to highlight. So typical, if you've watched a few of these videos, you'll know my sort of highlight technique on the faces. For those who don't, sort of go on the nose, the chin, the cheeks, and just above the eyebrows as well. And then when it comes to the hands, just pick out the individual fingers. By having a good tip on your brush and paint quite thin, you will find this easier. Next up, some Everland Sunset. So this is for some of the stripes on his trousers. As you can see, I've got quite a fine tip on the brush, and I thinned the paint quite a bit, so it will require a couple of coats. As you can see, it goes on a little bit dark green at first, as yellow tends to do. So just slowly build it up. It's a lot easier to do off camera. And you can see it gives these nice stripes there, look quite cool. So, Ronnett's hide is next, and this is for his hair and for his boots. Now, I apologise, my fingers get right in the way for this one. And then I'll take some Cash-Am Flesh for some of the other brown areas, such as his loot, his belt, and his straps, and his scabbard as well. I just thought mixing it up, have a couple of different shades of brown, just make it a little bit more interesting than just having one throughout. Again, just be careful when you do the straps and the belt. So, Blood Reaver Flesh is next. This is quite a nice light brown colour, and I'm going to highlight all these areas, even the boots and the hair, with this colour. So again, just take your time, especially when it comes to the straps and the belt. Next up, some Xandri Dust, and this is to paint the strings on his lute. So I did actually do a couple of thin coats to get a nice solid coverage there. Retributor armour is next for the gold areas, so he's got like this sort of flute or horn thing in his hand. Paint that gold. Also gonna paint his belt buckle, and he also has some tiny little buttons on his jacket as well, which are worth picking out if you can. So these areas are going to be shaded with Agrax Earthshade. I'm going to do all the gold areas, and I'm also going to wash the strings on his lute as well, help bring out the detail in them. So I'm not going too heavy with this wash, but enough to bring out those details. Next is Uruk Armour Gold. This is a nice bright gold. I'm just doing little highlights here and there. And it really makes the gold look nice and shiny, which is what I'm going for. Next up, I'm going to take some Iron Hands Steel, and this is just for the handle of his sword. Now I just left it at this. You could put a non-oil wash on it and a little silver highlight as well, but as it's such a small little detail, I just left it silver and went straight onto the base, which as always, I'm just going to paint a band black, but you can do your bases however you so wish. And I do about 2 or 3 thin coats to get a nice solid coverage. And here we have the finished Scanlan miniature. So yeah, he's such a small miniature, so it is a bit of a challenge to paint, but I think he's come out alright. As we're just going for a tabletop standard, then you know this is pretty much what we've got here. But of course, if you're not new to painting, I do aim these videos at people who are new to painting. But if you're not, then of course you could certainly add in extra highlights and stuff like that to get an even better look. But for just a quick one to get onto a tabletop, then I think he's come out really well, and I hope you guys think so too. And if you do, then please do give a video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how you are enjoying this series, or if you're not. And yeah, I'll see you all again in the next video. We have Vex and Vax and Trinket left from this set to do, so look out for them, and I'll see you all again in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. You can also click that bell icon to be notified when a new video has gone live on this channel. On the screen now are 2 more videos that you may wish to check out, and a link to our Patreon page also. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.